What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online jam league? JamiroFan 2000 here with another episode of JamiroFan Talks About. For the uninitiated in this series here on my YouTube channel, this has been my recurring discussion series of nearly 8 to 9 years looking at the past, present, and future of Jamiroquai. They're now over 30 years of musical making and musical influence. Now, this episode is going to be discussing yet another little bit of a tidbit update of Jamiroquai's ninth album, which they're currently recording, and a little bit of an update about where the origin of that information came from. Well, Matt Johnson and friends, which Matt Johnson with Derek McKenzie and, of course, some other band members, and Hazel Fernandez and Valiant Antion. Well, Matt Johnson's been on tour recently. He just finished the first leg of his European tour for 2024, having played recently in Paris, France, and, of course, at the Bird in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. And he was nice enough to put up on his social media a thank you to all the lovely musical fans in the Netherlands and, of course, in France who showed up to the live gig. But he did have a little bit of nugget of information at the end of that, which I think everybody in the Jam League would want to take notice to. And that nugget of information, of course, was that Matt Johnson, in the midst of thanking all the members of the online family in the countries of the Netherlands and France who had come to see Matt Johnson and friends live in the element, performing amazing music as they always do, that Matt Johnson, as of next week, would be the second week of March of 2024, would be rejoining his bandmates in the studio, with Jamiroquai going back into the studio to work on album number 9. Now, remember, as I talked about in many videos here on my YouTube channel, Jamiroquai is in multiple recording sessions so far for the 9th Jamiroquai album, which still hasn't got a date, and then optimistically and speculatively will have a release sometime, hopefully in the latter part of 2024 into potentially early 2025. But we all know how long the music making process for Jamiroquai has been, at least on the latter albums rather than the early albums. And I've talked about this, like I said, ad nauseum in many videos. But this is Jamiroquai's probably second for 2024, fourth consecutive recording sessions for the ninth Jamiroquai album. And I'll give you a little bit of context. Last year in 2023, when I was over in England attending Jamiroquai at Victorious Festival, or at least I was there for a 6-day vacation over there, having been invited by the band Jamiroquai to the Victorious Festival in Portsmouth, UK, I heard from a reliable source that Jamiroquai, as the middle part to near the end of 2023, had gone in for recording sessions for literally 10 weeks. Now, I will not say where I got this information from, but it appears that Jamiroquai's first recording session, at least in the stage of recording rather than in the stage of composition, started recording sometime, and then I got this information around August of 2023. So you go back 10 weeks, that puts Jamiroquai entering the studio for recording sometime in June to July of 2023, all the way up to August of 2023. Now, of course, the second recording sessions for Jamiroquai would come in the form of JK on October 30th, 2023, at the last tour date for the 2023 tour schedule, which, of course, was in Adelaide, Australia, a return of Jamiroquai touring to the country of Australia nearly 20 years removed. JK said to the live crowd, let me make a quick note, before that, at the gig that they did in France at La Antique, JK did mention to the live crowd at the end of that concert, the next to last concert of the 2023 tour season, that he hoped to be recording the new Jamiroquai album in winter, but he didn't specify either. And then a lot of members of the Jam League were like, what is he talking about? Is he talking about the winter of 2023? Is he talking about the winter of 2024? Apparently, JK was mentioning the winter of 2024. That was what he meant to say, rather than alluding it to being that winter of 2023. So that was the but that other piece of information that came in the last gig of that tour for 2023 would be JK had said to the live crowd that Jamiroquai would be re-entering the studio for 4 months of recording. So that would be the second recording session for Jamiroquai in the studio, working on the album 9. Now, if you go from that gig, that last gig in Australia was, of course, on October 30th. Now, if you advance that 4 months, going into potentially September, you're looking at February, March of 2024, where the second recording sessions would finish up. Now, of course, we had fast forward to 2024, in the mid to latter half of February 2024, JK was in a video on Instagram basically talking about, what he's been up to, taking a little break from the studio. He was, of course, in Snowdonia, which is East Wales, riding on a bicycle. Well, that was the third video, and alluding to Jamiroquai going back to the studio for more further recording sessions. So JK said in that video that he was looking to go back into the studio with Jamiroquai the next week. So that puts Jamiroquai into a third session of recording for the ninth Jamiroquai album. Now, of course, fast forward to today, the end of the first week of March of 2024, with Matt Johnson coming out after finishing his first leg of the Matt Johnson and Friends European tour, alluding that Jamiroquai would be going back into the studio with Jamiroquai in the second week of March of 2024 to work on Jamiroquai album 9, and he said he cannot wait to get back on tour with Matt Johnson and Friends in the end of March back on the road. So that means Jamiroquai is going back into the studio for a fourth consecutive recording sessions of nearly 2 weeks. So I am keeping a timeline of all these bits of information that keep coming on over the last few years. I hope to have this infographic of an actual timeline from the year 2020 to 2024 of all the information, the rumors, the verified news of the timeline of this. So far, they've been working on this ninth Jamiroquai album for nearly 6 years now, coming out of the pandemic, of course, and in the midst of the pandemic. So I hope to have that infographic out sometime very soon, here sometime in March of 2024. So keep your eyes out for that on the subreddits of the online Jamily at r/Jamiroquai and r/the Reddit Jamily. And, of course, I will be making it available on my social media once I've gotten it done. But I thought I'd record an episode of JamiroFan Talks About to tell you where we are with the ninth album, just to keep you all in the mix. And I hope you enjoy this episode of JamiroFan Talks About. If you like what you saw, be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to ding the bell on your YouTube to stay up to date on all the latest videos coming from the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. I have been putting out a lot of content this year, so I hope everybody in the online Jamily who have been enjoying the content have been enjoying what they see and what they hear, and I will hopefully have a lot more coming this year alone. So I'm just extrapolating, but much more to come hopefully very soon. More Jamiroquai information, more ninth album updates, much more goodness. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000, and I'll see you really soon with more Jamiroquai related content here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye bye everybody, take care, and exciting times!